Now, there were two big hearings today. One was a hearing on fraud, which we're going to get to. And the other, since we're talking about Attorney General Todd Blanche, the other has to do with, taking on the entire Senate as acting Attorney General Todd Blanche did. And it had all of the classic fireworks that you would expect. And I mean, it's got everything. You turn on C-SPAN 3, ESPN 8, the Ocho. They've got live coverage of the fist fighting, where you've got like Mazie Hirono from Hawaii, who may, with help, learn to read one day, trying to announce that he's like super Hitler. And are you sure that when you got into law enforcement or into law or into whatever it is that you do, that you weren't like getting drunk and raping women left and right? Mazie Hirono.
Questions. Since you became a legal adult, have you ever made unwanted requests for sexual favors or committed any verbal or physical harassment or assault of a sexual nature?
No, Senator.
Have you ever faced discipline or entered into a settlement relating to this kind of conduct?
No, Senator.
Mr. Blanche, over the...
Now, I went and looked some of these things up to see if there were any kind of credible allegations or prior settlement information. There's nothing. The plan of attack for Democrat senators, unless they're out in front of the media saying everything is bad and resources aren't allocated correctly, again, without a plan of where they would allocate resources except universal health care, in other words, Canada's universal suicide system, then they're trying to suggest that anyone in front of them that exists is likely a rapist. I just, again, after the Graham Plattner problems, and after Zohran Mamdani has refused to get rid of Morris Katz, and after the Eric Swalwell stuff, I don't know if that's your best approach. Same with Cory Booker. Cory Booker tried the same weird routines today. I don't think it went very well.
Department ethics rules are very clear about avoiding the appearance of impropriety. In a case like this, I don't think that's appearance of impropriety. I think that's improper. That the connected and the powerful are getting a chance to rub shoulders. It would seem appropriate that you avoid those kind of appearances and dinners like that.
Every appearance or dinner or speech that I give are cleared by ethics officials.
So your attendance at that dinner was cleared by ethics officials?
Everything that I do.
I didn't ask you everything.
So the everything includes the everything. And by the way, if you are going to ask these questions, there are private conversations which are held before the hearing. And this was already covered in full. The senators of this committee know exactly what does and does not happen regarding the interviewed person that is in front of them for nomination and for confirmation. This isn't new. I mean, it's so bizarre to see that, such a waste of people's time. Radio crew will send you over to the commercial break. We're going to continue here on the live stream. It's the Tony Kinnett Cast.
You do was your appearance at that dinner.
You can ask the questions, but you cannot control my answers. I'm under oath, and I can answer the questions. I choose to answer them.
Were you?
So what I will tell you is, when I do
yes
things
or no, were you approved
when
by
I do
ethics
things outside of the department, whether it's a speech, whether it's a dinner, whether it's an event, they are approved by ethics officials.
You did not answer whether that attendance was approved.
Again, he's already made it perfectly clear. Yes, this and everything, all the time. 110%. Absolutely. Clearly. I'm bewildered. Now, there are two others that I think are worth showing you here. So one is Cory Booker trying to go after Todd Blanche on Epstein victims. And so Cory Booker tries to suggest that Todd Blanche has refused to meet with the proposed victims of Jeffrey Epstein. And Blanche responds, well, I couldn't just meet with them by myself because they didn't have legal counsel present. And then when they did have legal counsel present, once they do, again, because I work for this administration, I then have to have an attorney for the administration present, because that, if I work for the DOJ, that's required. And it's not only required by regulations, it's required so that he doesn't enter into something that is going to violate a whole series of statutes. And Cory Booker's response is, oh no, that's not true. Yeah, it kind of is. It's written in black and white in the documents that are in front of you. Now, then Jasmine Crockett gets out in front of the entire committee and the entire world, because she's not actually on any Senate committees, and she's still really bitter that she lost her primary down in Texas to James Tallarico. So she got up and said, "We can't be confirming Todd Blanche.
The Senate must not confirm Todd Blanche. Listen, Todd Blanche specifically walked into the Senate today.
Okay.
And proudly said that he is the president's personal attorney.
Yes. The Attorney General of the United States is, in fact, the attorney that operates on behalf of the executive branch. That's why the president nominates the Attorney General. I mean, this is why, even though, and by the way, this glass is already shattered. It's already shattered. As soon as Eric Holder announced to the country that he was Barack Obama's wingman, forever and forever, amen. Whether the candidate is as pure as the driven snow or as evil as a Disney villain. That's what the function of the Attorney General is. But that's also not exactly, he didn't say I'm the president's personal attorney. He says I am the attorney for the United States and the executive branch.
When you become the U.S. attorney, when you walk into a courtroom, whether you are the U.S. attorney or if you are an assistant, you walk in and you either say the government is ready to proceed, or you say the people, or you say the United States. You don't say Donald Trump versus. And so therefore we need somebody that is going to stand.
But if the individual who is being sued is Donald Trump, then it is in fact Donald Trump versus. Guys, this is how this worked. So how you file the lawsuit is how the parties are read in the courtroom. You know who should know that? Jasmine Crockett, who's supposed to be an attorney. It is embarrassing. Guys, this is Matlock level stuff. This is Andy Griffith ordering a weenie outside the courtroom level basic. Come on now. But again, at least you had some Democrats who showed up to this particular hearing. Alas, radio crew, welcome back. Now we get to the big fraud hearing, because as you are aware, there have been more than enough cases of fraud. Oh, I'm sorry. There's one extra little final little bonus here for the Blanche hearing. I did go through a lot of these hearing clips. Blanche is just a normal guy. He isn't very flamboyant. He's like, this is what I'm going to do. We're going to do it. I'm not going to get out there and record commercials of me riding horseback. I'm just going to do what I've been told to do. And this really upset one person, John Cornyn of Texas.
There's a lot of questions about what's going to be said tomorrow night by the president when it comes to the 2020 election. It was mentioned in here today. Any idea what you might hear tomorrow, or anything that could change your mind about what happened in 2020?
So again, you have Cornyn here, who's being asked about the presidential address tomorrow evening, and speculation galore about what that's going to be. We'll talk about that a little bit. We have some information now. Cornyn takes us in a different direction.
I frankly am more concerned about the upcoming midterm elections than I am of what happened in 2020. Obviously election integrity is very important, but I personally don't see any point in relitigating an election that occurred 6 years ago. Waiting to hear what he says, but that's quite a bold assertion.
Sat through this today.
So he moves forward. By the end of the clip, it's like a 2-minute long clip. I'm not going to have time to push everyone through this before the radio crew has to cut out. John Cornyn makes the case that he's not really impressed by Blanche because of like prior election claims, something like that. I would like to remind you, each and every one here watching, that Cornyn had no problem voting to confirm Pam Bondi, who was, again, far more showboaty and less substance. As far as I've seen in Blanche's acting attorney general time, he's just done very basic attorney general stuff. I haven't seen him make really big, huge accusatory threats. I haven't seen him lambast huge groups of people. Haven't seen him do the commercial circuit. He's just prosecuted and made cases on behalf of the United States. Again, as far as Jasmine Crockett's allegation here, I do happen to see quite a few cases in which Blanche assigns those particular lawsuits as the United States versus as the prosecutor sees fit to prosecute. Just very strange stuff today. But again, I told you there